All right, so I know everybody's not here yet. Today's midweek is going to be centered around the workplace, the career, job, whatever you want to call it. We're going to see, it's going to be pretty brief because I still have to go take a shower and get ready for bed. But, I try to do this every Wednesday for you guys. So, like I said, for anybody coming in, hey, Ellis, this one is going to be about the workplace. Yesterday I did a general and an impromptu general reading, and it ended up being about love. And we also touched on like future stuff as well. Sorry. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. Hey, Callie. I was just saying I'm not going to be on here all night. I'm going to try and be pretty brief, maybe about 30 minutes. Only because, like I said, if you're just joining, I do need to go take my shower. But before I get started, I have a neighbor. I've been living in these apartments for like 3 or 4 years. I have new neighbors that have been here for maybe about a year. The man, he's an elderly man, and he used to work for a morgue. He retired from being, I think, a mortician is what it's called. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because I've been jumbled all day today. But he knocks on my door and tells me he'll give me money to drive him somewhere, because I guess his wife is gone. I don't see the car. But the nerve of him. Like, that made me feel some type of way, because when you are somebody that is like just very friendly, let me not even say friendly, what's the right word I'm trying to say? And there might be a message in this, because usually when I start talking there's a message, but it's like they can sense, like people who are negative can just sense the empath in you. And I really feel like, why would you even ask me for a ride? I would never give a ride to anyone I don't know. Just because you're my neighbor does not mean that gives you a right to ask me that type of question. That's what my mom said. And he is an elderly guy. I remember his wife telling me that he's like disabled or whatnot. But the first feeling I got, because I've seen his trash, because he sits it outside his door, he drinks a lot. And I want to say he was going to ask me to drive him to the store to get alcohol, because he was trying to do it in secrecy. And I don't play that. And plus, I don't want to get involved with nobody or their situation. So, moral of the story, mind your business and stay to yourself. Or just trust your intuition, because that's really what popped up in my head. And it's just something to be cautious about. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Give me a second. And I usually don't even open the door, but he was looking in the direction of my car, so I thought that maybe something was wrong with my car. And so when he asked, he like backed up. And he's from Louisiana too. I don't know. He gives me the creeps. I ain't even gonna lie. He gives me the creeps because it's like he's a creepy old man. And his wife seemed cool, but I haven't seen her in a minute, so I don't know if they broke up or whatever. But he's an elderly, like probably in his 50s. But hopefully he gets the hint to never come ask me ever again. Sorry, y'all. Something got my eye and it's burning. Hey, Lady Gray. I know I don't be coming on a lot. Hey, Butterfly. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all. Something got my eye. Oh my gosh. That is something. Alright. I feel like it's still... Too bad I can't pause it, right? Y'all probably like, what the world is going on? I know. I probably keep making it worse. It's like it's itching, but oh my gosh. Okay. All All right, so we're gonna be doing a career reading. So I put on my shuffle. I asked, what does everybody need to know about their career, their job, whatever you want to call it. So the song "Selfish" came on. I have to do it sideways, but it's by Slim Village. This is an old song, but what I got when this song was playing was that you are working in an environment where you have selfish people. They don't want you to leave, is what I got heavily, but I do feel like these people are taking you for granted in the workplace. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind as we do this reading. So when it comes to people's career, let's see what's going on. What do they need to know? I know. I love that song too. What do people need to know about their career at this time? Are they at the right place? Do they need to leave? What do they need to know about their current job situation? And this is general, so if you're just watching this or tuning in, it is general, so it may not be every single aspect that is relatable, and that's fine. And as far as my personal readings, they are going to be closed until probably the 15th of August. So I know that's a long time, but so we have foundations and achievements that popped out. But yeah, I know that's a long time. Throat chakra tried to pop out as well. We have, wow, choose wisely. I'm getting sidetracked, I know. Y'all probably like, what the hell is she talking about? Anyways, I'm just tired of men asking me to do stuff. Like, I don't even know you. I'm back on it. Yes, I am. Let me see if this. I'm trying to give you guys a better view here. All right, one more card for people in the workplace at this time. What's going on? Actually, two more cards in the workplace. So for some of you, you thought that this was going to be your forever career. It was something that you built up. You were happy at one point, and now it's kind of like you're taking yourself out of this situation, looking at it like, did I really like this job? Why is it's not really what I wanted? So it's like now you have options, and it's saying choose wisely. So you can either stay somewhere. If you're trying to have upward mobility, you do need to make sure that you are putting in your applications. But when it says choose wisely, don't just choose a job based on income. And I know that that's kind of counterproductive, because if you put in the work, you do want to make more money. But I kind of feel like you have to go somewhere where it's a good fit. Also, for those of you, if you are looking for a new career or you're tired of your job, don't just leave based off of emotion because, you know, something's just not going in the way that you want it to. Don't feel stuck either, but just make the right choice. And there's something about meditating on it and making sure that you are looking at all the different options, weighing your pros and cons. But I do feel like some of you want to just be free from this and go towards your life purpose. That's what I'm seeing here, especially with these two birds that are golden. So it's kind of like something is going to be coming towards you that's better than where you're at. What else do we need to know about their career? We have shadow. So yeah, I feel like some of you are becoming something or someone that you don't recognize. And it's like you feel like there's a battle. One minute it's like, okay, I want to stay, everything's good, it's going well. Then the next minute you get more information about something like, no, it's not okay, I don't feel good. So this job gives you a lot of mixed emotions, and it's like extreme emotions. So it's like 1 minute it's good, 1 minute it's bad, and it just keeps flip-flopping is what I see here. I feel like there's something dealing with a leader. There could be someone that is very secretive or is portraying themselves a certain way when they're actually not. So they could portray themselves as being kind, sweet, gentle, when really they're just a lot of a darker energy, and they're very like secretive. I'm getting 7 of Swords here. So there's somebody that is your manager or supervisor or someone in a higher position that is trying to make you believe that they're one way over another. This person could also give you a lot of like tasks to do, and it's like there's other people, but for some reason they keep coming to you, or they could be trying to get ideas from you, stealing ideas so that way they can make themselves look good. It's like somebody's gonna have to do something that they don't want to do. Trapped in fear. Yeah. So someone may need to do something they don't want to do because they're afraid of what could happen if they don't. I also feel like some of you feel trapped in a position or a place, and it's like you keep getting like messages to leave or that it's time to go, but you feel trapped. And it could be trapped because, you know, right now is not a good time to move. Maybe you want to try and stick it out, but you feel like you're in prison. You feel like you can't get out of this. And I feel like there's somebody here that tries to make you feel guilty as well. Don't tell your plans to people. That really just popped up in my head. Don't tell like your supervisor. They're not your friends. And I don't care who says this. Supervisors are not your friends. They may try to be chummy with you and, you know, ask you, how's your day? And you're thinking, oh, that's great. They're now asking me because the last person didn't do that or whatever. No, they're not your friends. They want to know every single detail. They want to find what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, so that way they can manipulate it. And that's what I'm getting as well. At the bottom, we have movement, choices, and decisions. So this actually came out in, not this one, the material changes came out in the other reading that I did yesterday. But this is basically where you guys are at right now. You want to move forward. You have so many plans. You have so many ideas. And it's like so much going on. You're overwhelmed because it's like you want to move away from this. You may want to move up in your company, wherever you're at. You have a lot of choices to make, and we have choose wisely that already came out. So of course we already expressed that. And then you have decisions to make. So this is basically saying that you have to sit in this. You can't just go and say, okay, well, I'm leaving now, this is it, I'm done. There's definitely a lot of thought that needs to go into this. And you have to make the move when it's right for you, not when it's right for other people. Don't feel like you have to stay behind. And because if I leave, then this is going to happen. It's not your responsibility to care what happens to an organization, an agency, company, wherever you're working, if you choose to leave. Like, it's not your responsibility. And then we have balance. So this is giving me work-life balance. And also, I think this is the Magician card as well. You guys have to manifest what you want. You have to have balance. That goes along with shadow too. You have to have the good and the bad. This is basically saying that even if you move on to another career or another job, you're not going to have everything 100% perfect unless, of course, you are in business for yourself. But even then, you still have to make sure that you're serving the audience that you are working for. So you have to take other people's feedback. This number is 11. So this could actually mean something. And that's also 11. So it's kind of like something's coming full circle. I feel like you guys have given your all, but you have to have a work-life balance as well. It can't always be, okay, I'm working. You have to take a break. You have to do things for yourself. So for those of you who have like PTO time, vacation, personal time, sick time, it's okay to take a couple of days off a month. Like if you don't want to work, just say, I'm not coming in today. I'm taking a personal day. And that sends a message. And that kind of brings up a story. Like I decided on Monday I didn't want to work. Even though I was working from home, or I could have worked from home. I woke up and I said, I don't want to work today. So I texted my supervisor and said, I won't be logging in and I will see you tomorrow. And the thing about it is that when I came to work on Tuesday, I had a lot of emails from phone calls that were forwarded to me, duty calls. And I'm like, didn't they see that I wasn't even working? And that let me know that when you have a habit of doing something, they're going to always expect that from you. You have a power to not feel like you're expected to do anything. Like, you don't have to do that. And so some people latch on to those workers who are reliable, that are going to do what they need to do. And the ones that don't do anything tend to move up the ladder because they're trying to find a good fit for those individuals. But don't ever feel or let someone make you feel like you have to continuously work, always work. Like, you have a life. So don't feel trapped in any job. You can leave tomorrow if you want. But it's always best to make sure you have a plan of action, and make sure that you go. And I kind of feel too with this shadow card, which just popped up. A lot of you have a positive mindset with your job, but you're dealing with people who don't. So you might be the one that says, okay, that's not the right way to do things. We should do it a different way. And someone else could go along with the negative way, or the way that's the bad way, to cut corners. So I feel like there's a battle with right and wrong in this workplace that you're working at. And that's what's causing a lot of this emotion of like, this is not what I signed up for. Look at that. Man holding a coin and happy family. So those of you watching this right now, you just want to have a job that's going to make you feel happy, that's going to make you want to come into work, and then the money is just going to be a bonus. So I really feel like money is not the deciding driving factor, but it is important because you see financial constraints is here as well. So it's important because you don't want to downgrade, because some of you are accustomed to a certain amount of money, and you want to make sure that you're not just jumping ship to something that's worse, that's not going to help you pay your bills and stuff like that. So it's about being wise on which direction that you want to take. You said education. I mean, if you think about it, education is a career. As you guys see, like, I literally have been in school since 2000, when I get here, 2006. And then I had a little hiatus, went back to school. So school is a job. Like, people don't understand that. It's a job. You have to make sure you meet deadlines. You have to do projects. You have to do a lot of readings, which of course, if you know how to skim stuff, you can get it. Because most of these teachers know damn well you're not going to be able to read all them chapters. But just case in point, you can apply that to education as well, because education is considered a job. Just like being a homemaker is a job. People try to, and I get defensive, when people try to say that, oh, education's nothing and no one told you to do this or blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, education can be utilized helpful, like in society, and education is not always like, oh, a guarantee that you're going to get this specific job, but it's going to help. You know, not everybody's going to be like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, where you don't have an education and you're making like billions of dollars. Like, no one's saying you can't strive for that, but you know. And so I take offense when people are like, oh, education isn't anything. Like, you have to wait, like, you have to stay up late nights doing projects, writing 15 plus pages of like a you know, essay or paper. I mean, like, it's a lot of work. So yes, I know that was a long response to that question, but yes. What else does everybody watching right now need to know? This one really tried to, oh, okay. We have indecision. Let me get two more. What else do they need to know about their job? Oh, look at that. We have deceit. Didn't I tell you guys in the shadow when I was talking about earlier that you have a supervisor who is trying to make themselves appear one way when they're really some other way? So you're being, a supervisor is being deceptive. There's something they're not saying, and they're keeping something from you. And then we have seventh chakra. So this is something that you are being made aware of. Anytime I see light, that's kind of like a sign. So some of you are getting a sign, or you get this feeling when it comes to this supervisor or this person in a leadership role. And you're undecided because it's like, okay, I've been here. I'm not going to let nobody run me off my job. I don't want to just leave because we're going through a rough patch right now. But there's something about this leader, this supervisor that you do not trust. So if that makes sense to you, this definitely is your reading. Let me get one more. And I talked about that shadow card earlier. That's what I was picking up. And see, that's why I just feel like I'm getting even more intuitive. And it's really crazy because automatically my intuition kicks in with stuff. And my eye was twitching earlier today. And I kind of feel like that was like I don't remember what I was talking about, but it's important to pay attention to signs. And I'm not saying like be a sign freak and, oh, I'm seeing this all the time, because then you start looking for stuff. But when things just come together and they just happen, it is what it is. And there's one of my new people that I met with today. He brought his 2-year-old son, and I don't like when they bring their children, because the environment that I work in is very toxic, and a child should not be surrounded by that. But I had no choice. So the little boy ended up falling asleep in my office. And I said that's probably the most peaceful time that he had while he was in my office for like those 45 minutes. And the dad was, telling him, sit your ass down and that. And I told him, I said, don't talk to him like that. I said, come on now. I said, don't do that in front of me. I said, because that makes me feel uncomfortable. Because he was just the cutest little boy. And so I just basically told him that, and the little boy was just chilling, sitting there, and he was just dozing off. And it made me feel like sometimes you have an effect on people, but you have to remember yourself too. You can't always give your all to every other situation and forget who you are, because it's draining. Any job is draining. I've worked in retail before. I've worked at a college before. Where else? Fast food. It's draining. Like, let me tell you, because these customers, they'll test you. Like, for real, for real. So, and then we have victory here. So this is a success. And here goes more like gold and brightness. This is just a stepping stone in the right direction of where you need to go. Like I said, your life purpose. This is not the stop for you. So if some of you are wondering, is this going to be my life? Am I going to retire from this job? Am I going to have to be stuck here? This is saying that no, this is just a part of the road for you. And for some of you, this person's deceptiveness is going to be shown to you, and you're going to be like, you know what, it's time for me to go. That's kind of what I see. And I don't know, this person is being deceptive because they may not know what they want to do, and they're not sure how to fix something. Bottom of the deck, we do have the temple path. So again, more energy of progressing, positivity, healing. So finding something that fits, that feels right. And then we have a man holding a heart. So how does that relate to your career? So for some of you, maybe you might meet your man or your woman on a job, but also this is just saying that you're going to follow your heart. You're going to put on your big boy panties or underwear. And you're going to go and follow your heart, because your heart is telling you that this may not be what it is. Like, this isn't something that you want to continue to do. All right, so what do they need to know about this job? they need to know about this job or career. Oops. Then that one flopped out quickly. 10 in Pentacles. So you guys were talking about, well, you guys, I was talking about job security. That's what you guys are striving for. And this, like I said, is just a process to get to your job security. 10 of Pentacles is like you're well off. You have the house, you have the home life, like everything just comes full circle, and it's everything you could have imagined. And that goes back with the first card that came out, which is the foundation and achievements. So you guys are setting yourself up to be able to have that job security, have that job that you're wanting, and you're waiting things out. And I was about to say wasting time. So some of you feel like you're wasting time on the job, your current career that you're in right now, but it's going to pay off. 9 of Cups in reverse. So this is you guys saying like, look, I know I can do it, but then also it scares me. Because of course, switching gears when it comes to a career, when you work so hard to get where you're at, it's scary. And then it might make you feel like you don't have it all together, like you're missing something, and that you're not strong enough, and that you don't have the self-confidence to be able to move on to a different job. So that's a fear. We have Justice. So again, 7th chakra, Justice, and Victory card are basically saying that things will work out in your favor. You're on the right path. These are actually good cards. Oh, spoke too soon. No, I'm saying 5 of Cups. So this is about like a loss. Some of you might feel like you are doing wrong. Like you shouldn't feel wrong for choosing you and what you want. These jobs will replace you. And if they don't replace you, it won't be your concern anymore. And so I feel like this is someone that may be trying to make you feel guilty for wanting to leave or wanting to go and do something else. Because you guys feel trapped. And here, I forgot that we had this trapped in fear, and I was just talking about fear. So this is definitely a hard decision to make. Absolutely. Why is the 5 of Cups here? We have the 6 of Wands in reverse. Again, you feel that if you move on, you find another job, or that this is not the career for you, you'll feel like a failure. Or you're fearful of being a failure. But we already have victory here. So this is just in your mind. So someone overthinks a lot. Someone is high stress, high anxiety when it comes to their career. Someone doesn't want to make the wrong decision. But also someone feels like if they stay where they're at, they're not going to be a success, and they're going to consistently see other people, you know, progressing, being promoted, and you're still stuck behind, fixing something. Some of you are fixers on your job. People come to you to do everything, and you're looking like, well, why does everybody else get to chill and relax, and I'm the one having to do all the work? And it comes down to these people on these jobs using good workers until those good workers get burnt out, and then they leave. And they're hoping that by the time that that good worker gets burnt out, that someone else could have already, you know, taken their place. Because you have a lot of ass kissers on these jobs who will pretty much, you know, shuck and jive just to get a promotion. And they don't know anything. They don't know what they're doing, but because they made someone else's ego, you know, top priority, they're moving up. So we have the Knight of Swords. Let me get 7 of Cups in reverse. Let me get one more. Damn, this is coming out quick. And the Empress. So a lot of you don't feel bound and tied to whatever career that you're in right now. You're looking forward to moving on, selecting something. So some of you might have different options as far as like if you put all these applications in, which is kind of similar to this card here. It's basically just making sure you review these applications for all the stuff, so that way you know exactly what it is that you'll be doing, you know, the hours, the pay, all of that. And those are questions that you can ask too, but a lot of you are going to be able to narrow it down on what you actually want to do. And this is going to be fast. So some of you are going to be, there's going to be some event or something that happens that leads to you saying, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I don't feel tied to this place. You know, it doesn't make you happy. You don't feel the love emanating from the walls in your office or wherever you work. It just doesn't feel right to you anymore. Hey, Nicole. We have Judgment in reverse. I keep getting stop caring what other people think. Make a decision for you. Nobody else gets to decide your future, your fate, any of that, other than God. They said, don't forget God. Yeah. So I feel like if you try to leave, a job may try to get you to stay. They may try to throw some more money on you. They may try to promote you. And at this point, it's kind of like beating a dead horse because you're done. Like you don't have an emotional connection to this job anymore. Look at that. I just say you don't have an emotional connection, and we have the Devil in reverse. You're trying to break free from this because, again, you felt trapped. You felt stuck to this job because they try to tell you, oh, we have the best benefits and blah, blah, blah. You won't find these benefits elsewhere. So they're basically manifesting things to keep people in these jobs. So just think about that. Next time you're at work, or if you've had this experience when they're constantly trying to say, oh, no other places like ours, and we're the ones that get XYZ all the time, and you know want to stay here, there's so much more in store. Like it's like they're trying to hype you up for something that may not come in this lifetime. You know. And then we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So for some of you that might work. But for those that it doesn't, I feel like these people are just trying to stop you or slow you down. They're wanting you to believe that the only job you'll ever get is with them. The only place that you'll ever be accepted is with them. And for a lot of you, you might think, you know, it is hard to start a whole new job, you know, go through the training process and hope that you make the probationary period, because you just don't know what people's intentions are. Sometimes they may hire you and be like, oh yeah, this is a, you know, we're going to make you full time, or we just want to see. And then it's like right on the day or the day before they tell you, oh, we're no longer going to have this position, or we're no longer going to move forward with you, but thank you for everything you did. Like these jobs are shady. Like for real, for real. They will hire you to clean up mess, and when they don't need you anymore, they will get rid of you and put the people that they wanted in those positions of power. So you have to take a stand and be like, I'm not going to be working to the bone for these jobs if I don't feel like I'm progressing. This is about progression. And these people do want to stop you from leaving. So they will say and do anything to make it appear that, oh, it's, you know, progressive, it's changing. And then next thing you know, it's worse off than it was before they started making all these changes. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot in reverse. So didn't I say, so someone's going to try and keep you from leaving this job. If you're currently working, you're trying to get out of this job that you're currently working at, you are going to have a lot of blockages from someone who is trying to keep you there. Because these jobs are getting nervous. These people are leaving. They don't care anymore. They're leaving, changing careers, doing something different. And someone is going to try to block you from leaving. All these cards that are talking about movement and trying to move on are in the reverse. Like someone's trying to block that for you. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like they're going to try and reel you in and be like, okay, well, weigh your options. And this is how the job market's looking right now. They're putting people on a pedestal that they don't really care for. Because if you see, her eyes are on this one, the one that's at the bottom. So it's like people are moving up, but they're not focused on them. They're focused on the people that are at the low level doing all that work. They're protecting the higher ups. So yeah, anyone that's above you, they are protecting them. Because eventually it could get to a point where if these jobs don't have workers, then that means that the supervisors, the upper management, the general managers, they're going to have to go and do all the dirty work. So let's see. What else was there? Yeah, Three of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles was there after. So yeah, a lot of you are just biding your time. You're like, okay, that's fine. I'll help so-and-so. Because it's kind of like people are telling you what you need to do, even though you already know how to do it. And so in the meantime, this is you guys working on your own plan. This is you guys brainstorming your own business, brainstorming your next 5-year plan, which I don't have one of those. I'm probably going to do one after I finish with school. But yeah, like you guys are just chilling. You're like, you know what? I need to work on me and what I want. And a lot of you are going to move out of the city and take a chance elsewhere. So let's get some of these. These are my honest messages cards. And then I'm going to also pull from the, what is that? The Rebel deck. Dang, it felt like something's been stuck in my throat. It's my throat chakra. What time is it? Yeah. Right on time, y'all, because I'm about to go take my shower in just a second. All right, when it comes to this job, what does everybody watching right now and in the future need to know? Communication is lacking in this situation. And I just said that my throat chakra, I felt like my throat chakra is messing up. I just have to say this before I move on. Like I said earlier, like I feel like I'm really becoming a lot more intuitive. And I think now that I'm a little bit more quiet with things. So if I have like dreams of people and stuff, like I don't tell them like I did in the beginning. Because before I was like, oh, I had this dream about this. And you know, people would look at me weird, like, how the hell would you know this? Or why did you dream about me type of thing. So it's kind of like you're learning how to refine yourself. That's what I'm getting with this. Communication is lacking in this situation. Also, I feel like the communication is lacking from the top down. So some of you don't know certain things because no one's telling you. And that's that deceit. There's a lot of stuff going on that you may not know about, and that's how they want to keep it, because if you knew, a lot more people would leave. And that reminds me, when I worked at Staples, I worked at that place for 8 years, and they didn't tell us until a month before our store closed that our store was closing. And they did that because they didn't want to tell us when they found out, which was months ago, because then they wouldn't have anybody working. They wanted to keep a staff, because of clearly, if you tell someone like, hey, our store is closing down and you're all going to be out of work, if you tell them like 4 or 5 months and you still need workers to work until the very end, you're not going to have any, because a lot of people are going to be like, well, since we're closing, I'm going to leave. And I feel like that's what's happening. There's a lot of changes that are going to be coming to wherever job you have currently. And a lot of people are going to be hiding what's really happening, because they don't want people to like quit in droves. So just watch. So for those of you that are like very vocal on your job and everything, just watch and see what other people are doing, mainly the upper management. We have heart blockages are in effect. So yeah, a lot of you no longer care about this job like you used to. We have the Empress in reverse. So it's like something that you used to protect and care for, you don't care for anymore. I don't know why Tina Marie's Square Biz song popped up in my head. Flashback. Why did that song pop up in my head? Square Biz. Look into this situation. There's more to the story. Basically exactly what I just said. We're just gonna leave it at that, right? They have so many hidden things they keep from you. Y'all, I cannot make it up. I literally just said this. Like, that's why I'm saying I get goosebumps. I really do. I give myself goosebumps. That's crazy. They have so many hidden things they keep from you. Research for yourself. So that coincides with what I just said. Watch and see how the upper management is moving. You will find all your answers that way. The betrayal is so bad, I will never do this again. So that deception card. I'm going to get 3 more. And then I'll pull 3 Rebel deck cards. I don't know. I still get all extra when I talk. Because that's how you know, like, that what you're doing is meant to be done. Because if you talk about something and then it, like, transpires, like, immediately or quickly after, I kind of feel like that is a sign that you are on the right path. Like, you're where you need to be. That's how I look at it. And get 2 more cards. Okay. So we have, they regret all the lies they told you. See? So there's definitely somebody on your job, and I really feel like it's a supervisor or someone in a position of power that has been telling you lies. You provide... Why did this come out? This is the wrong deck. Okay, so for this to come out, you provide sexual healing for me. This is not even... This is supposed to be in the ghetto messages. So I kind of feel like some of you, not all, could have actually had a relationship with someone at your job, or someone at your job wanted to have a relationship with you. And this is why things are not feeling right or working out. So that just was a... I'm going to get another one because that wasn't supposed to be in here, but it came out. We have freedom from toxicity. So that's the job that you're on. You want to be free. And we talked about that earlier. Anytime I see birds, I think about freedom and being able to just go, come and go as you please type of thing. All right, it has 2. Someone is not being truthful, ask questions, or watch in silence. And I just said that. So this is coming out heavy, that you need to watch in silence, and that someone is not being honest or telling the truth. We also have they want your light. Watch how they come back to you. So basically, there's somebody here that doesn't like how you handle yourself because you're handling it from a pure place, and they're not. And that's pretty much what this battle is. It's like a head-to-head. So definitely someone's envious of your work ethic as well. Bottom, we have actions are not matching words. So, of course, the things that they're saying is not showing up in reality. So, say, for instance, if on the job they say, okay, you know, we're going to have less clients so that way you guys can go and do inventory. Let's just say that. We'll stop having certain people come in, or we won't have, we'll make it to where there's not that many people coming in so you can do XYZ. And they keep telling you that, but you never see a decrease in the amount of people coming in. So it's basically sounding good, but there's nothing that they're doing that's helping. And the issue is that sometimes, and we talked about education earlier, The issue is, not saying everyone that doesn't have an education doesn't know what they're doing, but when you start getting into these like managerial positions that are in like top notch type of environments or career fields, and you don't have the education to back it up, you're basically blindly leading people. And that's something to be cautious about. You can't blindly lead people and say, oh, this is like saying an apple is an orange. Like, oh, that's an orange, knowing damn well it's an apple. Like, people can clearly see it's an apple, but you're telling them that it's an orange. And that's because you don't know the difference, or you don't want to say that you don't know, or recant your words that, oh, I messed up, and that's, you're right. No one wants to admit fault. No one that's non-high vibing. They don't think your opinion matters. They are not listening. Need I say more? So you may say it's a complaint, right? You talk about what you don't like with these jobs. You say, hey, this needs to be better. This is how it would work best. Can we try this? And they're nodding their head, but they're not trying to change anything, and they're not going to change anything. And I can't stress it enough. The supervisor is not your friend. HR, or human resources, is not your friend. Their interest is in the best interest of the organization or the company that you're working for. So just remember that. And oftentimes they're friends. So if you go to HR and tell them, oh, I'm having issues with this supervisor, you can best believe that that supervisor will find out by the end of the day that you went and tried to talk to them. And in the process, they'll come up with ways to say, like, how you're doing bad. So be very cautious and careful when you start going to HR and talking badly about somebody, because then they're going to use that against you. And they're going to try and make you look like the bad person. And that way the spotlight gets put back on you. Because who are they going to believe? The person that's been there for a couple years, or someone that's been there for decades? So be mindful of what you say, who you talk to, because these people are not your friends. They're going to protect themselves at all costs. So I'm going to end this by getting 3 of the Rebel deck cards. Yes, I'm learning to do so. Because there's so much stuff that it's like, talking about it is not going to do anything. Alright, so what are some 3 things that everyone in this room right now needs to know about their career, current career, future career, wherever they're at right now as far as their career? One more. Okay. So I'm going to put in the order that it came in. So I'm not going to cuss, because I feel weird cussing with y'all, even though sometimes I do cuss, but we're going to keep it PG. Or somewhat PG. So don't effing force it. Allow that to come to you. So everybody wants to try to jump ship. This is kind of telling me that when you get fed up with a job, you want to jump ship and just be done with it. But it's saying, take your time. Make sure that you have all the proper measures in place, because it'll eventually come to you. And not saying that a job's just going to walk into your life, but if you have that mindset of, I'm worthy, I'm better, I deserve a better job, I deserve better pay, flexibility, work-life balance, and you start putting in your applications with that positive energy, then it is going to come to you, and it's going to be easy. And I told one of my coworkers that because she keeps getting denied for, jobs that she's applying to. And I told her, I said, you have to tell yourself that you deserve that job and you will get that job. And that's actually helped me in every job that I've applied for. I told myself, I said, I'm going to get this job. And I had so much confidence that I ended up getting it. And whether people want to believe that you manifested it or not, your aura was giving off that you're a confident person. So when you go to that interview, you're already like oozing confidence. So those are the people that they want in these jobs, because it's like, oh, okay, this person's confident, I could trust them, I know they're gonna do what they need to do. So that's worked for me. I actually haven't been serious with looking for work, so that's why I am where I am. But I haven't been serious looking for work. So that's just a reminder for you guys to remind yourself to stay positive with anything that you want. Of course, those are, basic manifestation techniques, but it's just a little reminder. Also, we have make better effing choices. So there's a lot about choices here that came out a few times with this reading. If you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. So again, this is like, okay, you can't keep saying, oh, I hate this job, I hate this job. It's about making choices. So you chose to work this job, not saying that you deserve to get mistreated, but you made a choice. So this is about making sure that you make right choices. So don't just be very what is that called? Not explosive, impulsive. Don't be impulsive and just say, okay, well, this job hired me, I'm gonna leave. Just so that way you can stick it to the supervisor, like, oh, well, I'm leaving, who cares? You still want to leave and exit, 2 weeks notice. Cordial, because you might need to use those people for references in the future. And then that way they can't say, oh, well, this person just left us high and dry. They'll be like, yeah, they did it professional, and, it was just time for them to go. So just be cautious. Make sure you're making the good choices. And then we do have winning here. You got a good thing going. Don't win. What? Ruin. My bad. Don't ruin that. So this is basically saying that you're winning as it is. Don't ruin it. And it kind of coincides with what I just said. That don't ruin your chances of something better just to stick it to your supervisor or the people you're working for and be like, look, I'm out. You lost your best worker. Goodbye. This is saying you have something good. You have a consistent job, and you can start looking for a job elsewhere while you still have one. So don't mess anything up as far as like just quitting on the spot or doing things to get them to fire you, all of that, so you can collect unemployment, because you'll be waiting forever, I'm sure. These jobs will always find a way to try their best to keep you from getting whatever you're owed. At the bottom, oh my gosh, look at that. This is at the bottom. You think someone is lying, and it says they are. Wow. I don't know who in here feels someone's job is lying, but that is pretty much the main theme here, is that someone is lying. So if you think someone on your job is lying, they are. And then we have you are being shady. Watch out. It could get ugly. Someone's playing with fire, and I feel like this is the supervisor. They're being shady. They're not being honest, forthcoming, none of that. And it's about to hit the fan. So you ain't seen nothing yet, is basically what this is saying. So that is the career reading, midweek career reading. I am going to start asking you guys a little bit more, like what type of topics you want to hear. Because I feel like I don't know if it's the certain cards, but some of these cards have so many messages in them. And the reason why I try to condense it a little bit is because I don't want to just sound like I have diarrhea of the mouth and I'm just talking about every single, aspect, or I was about to say plot, every storyline. I really go with what it tells me when I look at the card, and also the main stuff. But right now I just feel like there's some shady stuff going on in your jobs with a person, and there's something they're not saying to you. So just watch in silence. I'm nosy. I watch people's behaviors and, how they react to stuff, their body language, all of that. So anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I'm about to go take this shower, and I appreciate you guys. You enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll catch you later.